I am super freaking pumped for this video. Video number 2 on the new channel, and today we're going to be taking a look at how to get some really nice, smooth, cinematic handheld shots with nothing except for yourself and a camera. So let's just jump straight into it. So I film a lot of B-roll. I must admit, I really like filming B-roll. There's something really exciting and cinematic about it that just drags me in, and that's why I started this channel. But a lot of people ask me on my tech channel, like, how did you get it so smooth? What did you use? What sort of kit did you use? Did you use a gimbal or a slider or a monopod? And the answer, like 95% of the time, is no, I just did it handheld, which seems a little bit boring. Maybe not like the most professional, but get some pretty good results nonetheless. So let's jump into some of the tips, starting off with number 1. So tip number 1 is hold your camera properly. It has a grip for a reason. It's for gripping with your hand. So make sure you hold it like this. Use your other hand to stabilize by holding onto the lens and bring it in a little bit, because if you stick your arms out, there's gonna be much more shake. And if it's a windy day, you're gonna get some really shaky footage. So don't do that. Keep it close to yourself. And rather than moving your hands, actually pull it close and rotate your torso, because you're gonna get a much smoother transition that way, and it's gonna look a lot better than just having your arms out. No matter how much you go to the gym, it's still gonna be shaky. So tip number 2 is shoot wide, because if you shoot wide, you're gonna get way less shaky images. That's pretty much because your image is gonna be spread out. So you're gonna be taking in a larger frame, and it's not gonna be cropped in specifically on one segment, which can move around a lot. So on this kit lens, if you actually just zoom in, and if you were to film zoomed in like this, if you just made the tiniest micro movement like this, side to side, you're gonna get this ridiculous shaky mess of footage. So don't do that. Keep it wide. This is 14mm, but it's a crop sensor. It's micro four thirds, so it's gonna be 28mm in terms of, you know, the actual focal length. So just take that into account. Try get like a wide lens. Don't go too wide, because then you're gonna get fisheye. You're gonna get that GoPro look, and it's gonna take away a little bit from your cinematic look, if that's what you're going for in the video. Oh, and guys, by the way, please just make sure your settings are set up beforehand, and also plan the shot. You know how many people, they hold the camera, they hit record, they've got all the settings, and then they like move like this, and they're like, oh, what do I do now? Plan. That's what you do now. You plan. You could get this awesome shot, like if you just plan, like, oh, I'll move here, and then I'll move down. You just think a little bit. Just thinking a little bit, writing down, actually planning what type of shot you're going for is super helpful in trying to actually get that shot. So tip number 3 is make sure you have all the stabilization on that you have. So if you have a body with stabilization, turn it on. My R6 has 5-axis stabilization, IBIS, super useful for reducing the shake and judder of your image. And my lens also has image stabilization as well. So make sure both of those are enabled. I would personally stay away from any inbuilt digital stabilization on your camera. You can probably do a better job in post, so I would just kind of leave that turned off. That's something you guys might want to be aware about. See if you film on like a super wide lens, even not so wide, it could just be like a 16mm lens or whatever. You might be doing a vlog, and you'll see if you use the IBIS, the corners will sort of ripple, and you'll get this like effect, what I like to call the jello effect, and it looks freaking nasty. Like, if you're using a wide lens, don't use IBIS. I would kind of suggest maybe just turn it off, and then you can apply some digital correction in post. But under any other circumstance, I would say IBIS is really, really great. So tip number 4, don't shuffle. Don't shuffle your shots. Like, don't move like this. You're never gonna get a smooth shot doing that. You need to go ahead and lean into your shot instead. So find a starting position. Say I wanna film this camera, I wanna pan left to right. Stand in the middle point first, and then lean to the left, and then I'll swing myself back to the starting point, and then swing myself to the right. So let me show you. So go ahead, start here, lean to the left. You can even keep your hands close and kind of use your hands to get a little bit of extra distance, and then swing yourself back. If anyone sees you doing this in public, they're gonna think you're freaking nuts, but it gives a good end result, and so who really cares? And my final tip on the list is shoot with a high frame rate. This is known across like all the YouTubers who film B-roll, but shooting with a high frame rate gives you so much more to work with. If you're filming at 60 FPS 4K, you can slow that down to 24 and get a much smoother shot, and it's gonna look better. Your movements are gonna look slower and less jittery, and it's just gonna give you a better outcome. So if you shoot at the highest frame rate possible, even if you're shooting in 1080, if you're able to shoot at 60 or 90 frames like on this GH4, you're gonna get a smoother shot guaranteed. If you just film like a minute or so of slow-mo footage, it's quite likely you're able to grab a little section of that which looks really nice. And you can grab that, color grade it, add it into your cluster of shots, and you can put together an awesome sequence of shots. You don't need to film long clips. Keep them short, keep them high frame rate, and use the tips I suggested. I guarantee you will get some pretty awesome results. So let me know how it worked out down below. Anyway guys, that is pretty much it. I can't believe I've already done video number 2. Now I'm planning video number 3. Super crazy how time flies. I feel like I only just came up with this idea to make this other channel, and here we are. But if I have any suggestions for you guys, if you're using these tips to make some cinematic videos, or you just like to make videos, post them on YouTube. I'd love to see them. I'm sure other people would love to see them. And honestly, why are you making stuff if you don't want to share it? Because sharing, it gives you the nerves of, you know, people might not like it and people might hate on it, and that can actually boost you to improve your content and make it a little bit better. So if you do want to start YouTube, it's fine if you don't. I recommend you start today or start tomorrow or make a plan, start next week. Just fix a date in your calendar and do it. Guarantee you it will improve whatever you're making videos about, because it's definitely improved my ability for photography, videography, video planning, and talking to the camera. Just making those videos, it really does make a difference. So yeah, have a nice day guys. Let me know what you think down below. I'll see you later.